Our next guest tonight here on Punky's MixTape is joining me out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I'd like everybody to welcome to the show Dave of Carousel Kings.
How's it going, Punky?
Going great, man. It's going great. How are you doing today?
Really good, man. Really excited. Got a lot of demos in the bag. Actually, just finished one up on Friday with my buddy Rick. Yeah, I'm stoked.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, glad you're doing well and obviously staying busy. For my mixtapers that may not be familiar with you and the Carousel Kings, tell us a bit about yourself and a bit about the band.
I guess I started the band in 2008. We were unsigned for a while, did the DIY thing. We signed to CI in 2012, did some indie stuff, and we were on Victory Records for 2 albums, and now we are I think we're just gonna put stuff out on our own, but we got some stuff in the bag, and I'm really excited to put stuff out this year. I guess the highlights of the touring for the CK would be like Warped Tour. We got to do 2 stints of that on 2 separate years, and we've done some overseas stuff. That would probably be like the highlights, I guess.
That's fucking sick. Definitely a lot to unload on there. But how would, for someone that's never heard the Carousel Kings before, how would you describe the band?
Like rock songs, but with guitar solos, catchy melodies. I don't know, like a Green Day with a guitar solo guy.
Like a Green Day with more solos. So that's awesome. I like that. A little bit more, sometimes it's a balance, with pop punk or hard rock, however you're describing an alternative rock, there's always a balance. And I really like about you guys is that you're incredibly upbeat, ton of fun to listen to. Your videos are absolutely hilarious and well done, and just an absolute blast. You guys radiate positivity, in my opinion.
Yeah, thanks, man. We try to. We believe that music is a positive thing, and we've seen it bring a lot of people together. And so we just try to put out as much positive stuff as we can in hopes that that's what we get back, and we can spread some love, spread some cheer.
That's awesome. Especially you've been doing this now for about 13 years, and you said, you've been with different labels, had different representation, now doing it more on an independent front. But you definitely brought up a big one, that's something that's close to so many of our hearts, that those who did get to experience, and those who didn't, I'm sorry, you fucking missed out. And talking about the Warped Tour, because it was something else. My first experience was back in 2001. That was my first Warped Tour ever. And it was unlike any other show that I had been to at the time. And it had everything, it had all these bands and people and artists and sideshow attractions and the skating and the BMX and everything. It was just so much happening at once, and it was unbelievable. And it changed my entire outlook on music and the community. And it just lit the fire for me, as it did so many other people. For you, for any band I can imagine, it had to be, like you said, it's a top-notch experience. So what was your experience on those 2 tours of the Warped Tour?
The first one, it was kind of like being blown away, and at the same time, we had rented a vehicle that broke down on us, so that was a pretty crazy experience. There was one show where we actually got towed by the AAA guy. We were on the van. We slept in the van, and we were on top of the trailer, and he was towing our trailer while we were on the van on top. So we're like 10 or 8 feet up in the air trying to sleep. Oh, this dude's hiking us like 8 hours overnight to try to get to the Warped Tour to play in time. So that was like the best AAA guy I've ever met in my entire life. I highly recommend that company to anyone, but yeah.
So where did you guys break down? Do you remember?
we broke down right outside of. I'm trying to think, because we were trying to get to Seattle. I don't know if it was Salt Lake City to Seattle. Is that it's about 8 hours?
Damn. So basically, and for being an East Coaster as well, totally in a different part of the country, unfamiliar territory, and still made it to the show on time.
Yeah, we rode up, and just definitely a blessing. I think we missed like one date. We only had to miss one show because of our vehicle breaking down, and that AAA dude definitely saved us for that event. We hit up the stage guys. They pushed our set time back, because we let them know we'd be running a little late, but yeah, it all worked out. That was definitely the hottest experience of my life. Being in that vehicle, it didn't have any air conditioning, so we're just it was just pretty crazy. It was really hot, especially out west.
Hotter than being on stage at the Warped Tour?
Yeah, like sometimes it was even hotter sleeping in the vehicle because we were just drenched. Like I said, it didn't have any AC at all, and the temperature in the thing it always just maxed out at 99. So we never knew actually how hot it was, but it was always 99.
Damn. Couldn't it be 98 degrees? It had to be 99 to just take a step above.
Yeah.
Oh shit. So I could imagine from going to being, a small, indie band, your independent band, to playing the Warped Tour, that must have been a massive culture shock, especially stepping out on that stage the first time and looking out at the size of that crowd. Was that the biggest show that you had played to date on Warped Tour?
Yeah, I feel like those were the biggest. We played some one-offs, but as far as a tour, and a consistent amount of people, that was the coolest thing. And yeah, man, it was surreal. I feel like it was a dream come true. It was something that, my first experience with the Warped Tour would have been 2004 or 2005 as a fan. And I remember getting sprayed, with a fire hose when I watched the Offspring set, and dude, that stuff like that, just it was cool, man.
I remember seeing the Offspring on that year when they came to Portland, Maine, and they were still rocking that fire hose thing, but they did it to us, and it was like January. So inside at the moment, it was amazing, but the second that you stepped outside, I was cursing the fuck. I was like, "Fuck you, Dexter!" Even though I don't mean that. I love Dex and I love his hot sauce, but I was like, "Oh fuck, dude!" So whenever I think about those fucking fire hoses, man, I was just like, "Yep." Like longest walk to get back to the car, just frozen fucking wet. So total opposite, in that experience.
Me.
Oh man. So Warped Tour, that just absolutely surreal. Was there anybody like on those tours that was just like a fucking dream come true to share a stage with?
I don't know. I just felt like every band out there was so good. So, and the caliber of the tour, like the professionalism of people running the stages, the catering, everything was just so next level. And I never had any kind of catering on the tour. I felt like I ate better on that Warped Tour than I do at home. So.
That's pretty sick. Honestly, I've never had that experience of I've played shows where like food has been provided for me, but never like a full catering service, with
we're talking
platters and the works and all of that.
3 meals a day, full service, just really, or not. I guess just buffet line, but like literally 3 meals a day, all day. There's stuff there for you. It was definitely not like a show where you get here's a pizza, or here's split up these 8 slices between 5 of you.
There's 6 warm PBRs that was left over from the band before. It's yours. Don't worry about it. Oh shit. So obviously you guys have been doing a lot over the last few years, but as of more recently, you guys just dropped an album. Tell us about your most recent push.
Yeah, so we put out Plus Ultra, and then I guess we didn't really get to tour too much off it, with everything But that album I feel like is still fresh, and dude, we had I think over like 10 different vocal features or people like just singing like other voices on that album, and I think that was cool. Um, that was like a push for us and like something new. I feel like the collaboration was fun. Um, yeah.
Who did you have drop on the album with you?
So let me think. Plus Ultra, I had my buddy Pete do some yells from he's from a band called Jet Jaguar. They used to be called Hang Tight. Uh, Spencer Charnas was on the track. Shell Shocked. I got Charles Caswell ripping the guitar solo for Lock Me Out. Trying to think. Ricky Armelino and Jack Espenshade from Hawk and Ice Nine, and formerly This Is the Apocalypse. They helped on the track. Well, Ricky produced the album, but Jack did some guitar licks and what's the last track called? Oh, I have it right in front of me. Oh yeah, John Masvu. John Masvu. I had Lex. She's like she's a female singer, and she was on the song "Move Slow." Damn, where's the track listing? It's like 13. That's all I can think of right now. I'm trying to. Oh, Roy Rodriguez from Dayseeker was on the Great White Buffalo track. Sorry if I'm forgetting any.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. You know, that's awesome. I mean, most people they usually like one or two, collaborations on an album, but to have 10 plus people on an album, that's surreal. It makes it, more of a communal sense. Like a band is already a family, but when you get to a certain point where you can build a community and bring in so many different people that you've worked with and, love and care about and respect and bring them all in together, that's unbelievable. I didn't know that. I was listening through, hearing some extra voices, but I was listening to it digitally. I didn't see all the, the liner notes and things like that. So that's fucking awesome that you
Yeah,
were able to tap in that many people on there.
I really enjoy working with other artists. I feel like it helps the inspiration stay real and natural, and I feel like especially when there's a vibe, and most of those. Matt from Gutter Life. Sorry, it was the other one. He was on the freaking Truth Seekers. I'm sure any other ones pop into my head, I'll say them. But usually just people that I toured with or like that I became friends with, and it's just like, hey, I think, I hear you here on this track, and I send it over, and they respond. But yeah, I love collaborating. I'm hoping to do that a lot on the future stuff too.
That's awesome. That's fucking really cool. Obviously, you said you've been staying busy working on some new stuff that's coming out later this year, or
Yeah, there'll be a track out later this year. I don't know if there'll be an album out. I'm not sure. I think we might just do some singles at first, just to see where that lands us and how they're received. But there will be a full album of songs ready this year, probably by June.
so you're working on new tracks, and you, like you said before, you really haven't got a chance to play out Plus Ultra yet. And when I had asked you about the interview and stuff, and I saw the name of the album, I was like, oh shit, you guys are big My Hero Academia fans, and actually it comes from a Latin term which means
Further Beyond.
further beyond, which is actually where in the show they got it. Where in the show they got it from as well. I can totally talk. I got this shit. So I can't be the only one to come up and be like, oh shit, this is a My Hero reference. You guys must be big anime fans.
Yeah, dude, it actually happens a lot. It's cool though. Like I don't dislike anime, but it's not what it was inspired to be. It's funny though, because when I looked up, I knew people would make the connection when I was researching about like the term plus ultra. But for me, it was like the further beyond thing. And then if you like look at the Wikipedia of like the term plus ultra, you'll see like, My Hero comes up right underneath that as like, it was inspired from, the Further Beyond thing. And I think that stuff's all cool, man. I like tying in as much stuff as you can. I think it's cool that like make that people do make that connection, even though it's not, what it is. I think it still can be because it is the same. They're inspired by the same things, so I think it still applies.
So obviously, you guys have been staying busy working on tracks, and one thing that really caught my attention, as I was saying before, are your music videos because they look like an absolute like one. You're having like the most fun as a band. But you kind of got that the comedy element that we see, like say with like the Foo Fighters. They're always there's good for a laugh. They're a ton of fun. You can just see their personality shine, and I think that's incredibly comparable with you guys as well, where you can just see your personalities at your best in these music videos, and I like that because it's you can relate to that. And with the goddamn, get your shit together with the Lock Me Out video. That one, sitting there, you watching TV with all the Plus Ultra chips and snacks and all of that. Tell me about that video because there was so much that went into the making of that video. It's not your average video.
Oh, the Codebreaker one with the chips and stuff.
Yes, yeah, Codebreaker. I'm so sorry.
Dude, no. So that's Lock Me Out. That was the cat.
I'm sorry. Lock Me Out is the kitty cat one. Sorry, with the meow.
That was a pun gone too far, basically. That's what happens.
A pun gone too far. What's the story behind us?
Dude, I actually was able to have a part in those music video ideas. I actually wrote most of the treatment for Codebreaker. And then additionally Lock Me Out. I had this stupid idea, silly idea, meow. I was like, meow sounds like a cat. Well, what if we just put on cat suits and play with cats like that? That'd be funny and silly and whatever. So we just went for it. The Codebreaker.
Were those your guys' cats, or did you have to bring in outside cats?
So we actually there was a cat rescue center in Chicago that allowed us inside to be able to film and hang out with the cats all day. So it was like a cool experience. We got to meet all these kitties that needed homes, and it was a cool experience.
That is even better. I was not expecting that for an answer. That's really cool. Now, did anybody adopt any of the kitties and bring them home?
No, we wanted to, but we still had more stuff to do.
Oh, there could have been a little Carousel King cat mascot.
Yeah, we had Cappy Catterday on our Discord going for a while. We called it Catterday, where you would just post a picture of your cat. So we'll probably get that up and running again here soon.
Definitely, because it was perfect. Cat.
Yeah.
As I'm a huge animal lover. I've got cats. I've grown up with dogs. I love all animals. So honestly, the Lock Me Out video definitely caught my attention. And with Codebreaker, there was so much production value that went in there. Tell me a bit about that video.
Dude, so I sent over my initial ideas for Codebreaker to the Victory dudes, and then they really liked it and they got behind it, and they really showed out, and put in the work. They did all the, ordering of the props, and the setting up of the scenes to match whatever those ideas were. Some things were a little tweaked, but yeah, I thought that was probably the most fun video that we've ever filmed, and it took the longest too. We spent some time on it. But yeah,
definitely tell all the little individual scenes from the presidential address, the living room, the fucking Plus Ultra game show, the fucking the getting slimed.
There was a death scene, and that was me and Will and I did that. It was a horror themed thing, and we snuck that in at the end. And yeah, it was about. Now I'm thinking about the amount of stuff we filmed and the amount of time that we had to film. was like pretty insane. There was like a lot of set changes, and everybody was really on point. And yeah, it was a long day.
You can definitely feel like the camaraderie and the My Chemical bromance of it all between you guys in that video. You can definitely see the love is strong, even with getting slimed. Like that was fucking great. I loved everything about it. It was like classic '90s nostalgia, which all of us are. A lot of us, we're full grown children. We're, I'm 36, but I still. Here I am, we're a different type of generation. We're the nostalgic generation. We love reminiscing about things about our childhood and stuff like that. And when you can see all those different loves and fandoms put out there, and just people just being themselves, I love seeing that. I love seeing that positivity. And the Codebreaker video is fucking everything. I can't wait to show everybody tonight. If you guys haven't seen it, you're in for a fucking treat. Let me tell you. Oh, mixtapers, you're absolutely in for a treat. So now, obviously, we're here in the Northeast. We still have a lot of regulations on things right now. Do you guys have any plans, futures, endeavors besides the singles being released later on this year?
We're just kind of waiting to see what happens. We're not going to rush to do anything drastic. But yeah, as of now, I don't think things are ready to be open yet. I'm being told that definitely later this year things will be up and running as far as touring goes. So we don't have anything planned. So I'm not opposed to it, but I'm also not ready to like rush into anything. I like chilling at home. Honestly, it's been really cool being able to write every day, and I feel like I've been exercising every day, and I don't know. I guess it's to each his own. I feel like
you've been going strong for a while. A lot of bands I talked to have been for a couple of years, but you've been doing this for the better part of a decade, longer than a decade. So having some downtime, a chance just to reconnect with yourself. You said you're writing, you're investing into your own personal health and stuff like that. That's going to be in its own way just cleaning the slate, clearing your mind, and just having a brand new start to go into this next direction for the band.
For sure, man. That's what it feels like. It feels like it's a new beginning, and the future is definitely like brighter than it's ever been. Is how it feels. I feel like there's gonna be, we're gonna be writing the best songs that we've ever written, I think, and yeah, I'm excited to keep going. It's like a reset that was needed. I feel like everybody does need a proper reset at some point.
So obviously staying busy, enjoying downtime. Now I gotta ask, you've been touring for a while. We talked about some good shows. Are there any moments where you look back on touring and you're like, wow, that might have been the strangest fucking thing that I've gone through? Are there any moments like that really resonate with you?
Some of the houses that we ended up staying at were somewhat interesting. I can't think of any specifically, but I remember some that we left and didn't stay at very long.
Like, why did we all of them here?
Why did we come here? Yeah. I don't know. Probably that. I think one time in Texas, we were rear-ended by a drunk driver when we were on tour with City Lights, and then we ended up finishing the tour they let us ride in their van, and they hauled all our stuff for the rest of the tour. It was only like 3 or 4 dates left, I think, but that was probably like the most negative experience that I've had. I was driving at the time, and we were parked at a red light. Right, we're not parked at a red light. We're stopped at a red light. We're waiting to turn into In-N-Out. Right, we're all like celebrating after the show to like eat In-N-Out burger. So stoked. This dude comes out of nowhere. Just all of a sudden, I'm in like the middle of the lane, and like the whole trailer was smashed completely, and the van was jacked too, but nobody was hurt except for that guy. So
any gear broken?
Yeah, everything was smashed.
Oh God, that breaks my fucking heart. I'm like, I'm glad everybody is safe, and that was the first thing. It's like, obviously everyone's safe. You answered question number one. If you're okay, it's question number two, and that sucks. You probably had to borrow gear for the rest of the last couple dates on tour.
Yeah, and I remember my drummer Max, he had borrowed the drum kit. He borrowed the drum kit that we had in the trailer that was smashed, so then he had to end up replacing that kit for somebody, you know what I mean? It was a friend who had lent it out. It was kind of like touchy, but it all worked out, and in the end, nobody was hurt.
That's always the worst. And then literally we're here talking about tour accidents. I got a Ghost Inside shirt, and that one. Oh,
yeah, it's the weirdest thing.
You got to count your blessings when they do happen, especially the fact that nobody was hurt, because we know it could always be so much worse than what it could have been.
For sure, man. Yeah.
Damn.
I don't even want to tour anymore in the wintertime, right? I feel like it's not an option anymore for me in my mind, unless it's right like Hawaii or somewhere that's like crazy, like it's not gonna snow, there's no ice. Yeah.
Playing in the Northeast, we've been there. You're driving in your giant conversion van, and you have the fucking trailer on there. You've got 7-8 people all in the fucking van, with everybody that's riding along and helping with the tour or the show. And it's like a fucking pendulum driving this big, giant, heavy fucking van, and then you have the fucking trailer. And that's the thing, is I'm usually was one of the ones that would be the late night drivers. Good eyesight, I stay awake, I'm alert. But man, I fucking hate driving the van in the middle of the fucking winter. It's the worst. It's the absolute worst. And we see horror stories or hear horror stories. And it makes, like you said, you don't even want to fucking play in the Northeast in the wintertime, at least tour, because it's just too fucking dangerous to get around.
It's too risky. And then if it snows, chance of it snowing, and then we've had shows drop, or people can't show up now, or like people are getting hurt now because they're trying to make it to the show and they can't, or whatever. It's just like, what are we doing here? Let's just go somewhere else, or I don't know, or at a different
play the warm places in the winter, and then play the colder places in the summer, and then you got no problem.
Yeah.
And the occasional hometown show for Christmas time. That's it. Boom. Yeah. Set. Tour's done. So obviously staying busy, staying positive, reconnecting with yourself, which is great. This is awesome. Before we take a little bit of a break, where can my viewers check out your music online?
I guess CarouselKings.com, or just Spotify, Apple Music, just Carousel Kings. But I think CarouselKings.com will link you to whatever. Yeah, and then we'll have the new stuff linked up there too.
Perfect. All right, mixtapers, sit tight. We're going to be checking out a handful of videos from the Carousel Kings tonight, and we're going to be back later on in the episode to have David run the gauntlet known as Mixtape Malarkey. Are you excited about it?
Yeah, man, I heard it's Star Wars related, so I'm pretty... I'm stoked, but yet I'm also, I feel like I might be put in my place depending on how deep these this trivia goes. So we'll see.
Oh, the gauntlet is an unrelentless monster. It holds back for nobody. So be prepared. Be prepared, because we're heading down into the Scarlac fin on this one. Like we're gonna get chewed up and spit out. All right, mixtapers, we'll be back.